In my whole body when it comes to running routes and everything. But like I said, throughout this offseason, the coaches have done a really good job of just getting me acclimated to this weight and being able to get a lot of running in. So now that we come out on the practice field, I feel acclimated and I feel good. So it's just a matter of just continuing to get used to the weight.
Do you feel slower?
No, I don't feel slower. It's just more, I'll go to explode on a plate, like I'll explode on a release to do something that I used to do at 200 pounds, and it doesn't really feel as explosive, So I wouldn't say I feel slower, but that's kind of just where I notice it.
What is your
240 pounds. Yeah, 240, 241.
How much have you gained?
I played last year. I got here at about 210. I played last season, my first year at tight end at 220.
Where would you say you are in this transition? See tight end. Are you comfortable? Are you still getting there?
I'm still getting there. Like I said earlier, this position is not something that you jump. I'm growing to learn this. It's not something that you jump over and learn. And I'm ready to play tight end. And the next day you're great. And that's not that you got to completely erase that mindset if you want to go into this position. There's so many jobs. I have to be a right tackle, and I also have to be a wide receiver running against these small fast DBs. And I got to be big enough to block these big DNs. So it's a lot of jobs that you got to be able to do, and it's something that's you got to be ready to be in for the long haul. This is a position that I probably won't be my best until 5, 6, 7 years from now. When I'm 3 years in the NFL or 3-4 years in the NFL, it's not going to be an overnight thing. So the biggest thing is that I know I'm mentally prepared for that.
Did you have
important.
welcome to tight end moment? Like you said, you're going to against 270-pound people now. Did you have a moment where you say, "Oh, this is a different type of position"?
Yeah, I think when I kind of first moved over last year is when I started feeling that. When I first got over there and I'm blocking these big guys, the coaches are obviously taking care of me. They wouldn't have me go on these bigger blocks when I was 215 pounds. But now that I'm a lot bigger, I feel like I take on all the blocks pretty well. I think George Kittle plays at 242, and he gets the job done. I'm playing at 240 right now, and I feel great. So I think when I first got over, it was a little challenging, but nowadays I feel pretty good with the blocks.
Have you ever had any second thoughts about this move to tight end, or are you still fully embracing it?
Yeah, I'd say there is doubts. There's been doubts, especially in the beginning. Moving over, it's like, man, what have I done? I kind of I went for my roots. I've been a receiver my whole life, and I kind of jumped away from that. And all that was just doubt in the back of my mind. Questioning. Am I good enough to be able to do this transition? But just like anything else, football is so relatable to life. You know what I'm saying? There's going to be things that you're going to try to do in this world, and there's going to be doubts that. There's going to be negativity, there's going to be discouragement that's going to try to play a part in your life. And as a man and as a person in society, I think it's just my job just to be able to manage putting one foot in front of the other and, not look at the end goal. Because the end goal is me being an NFL veteran that's been in the NFL for 6-7 years and is a great player. When I look at that to where I'm at right now, it's like this big mountain that I have to climb. But if you look at the greatest mountain climbers in the world, their job, they don't climb the mountain in one step. They don't look to the top. Their job is to, let me just place this one foot here and just place this next foot here. And that's what I'm doing on a day-to-day basis. Today I practice today. I just play this another foot. Tomorrow I'll come out, I'll place another foot. And so before you know it, I'll be at the top of the mountain. It's just a matter of being consistent.
You're one of a bunch of veteran tight ends in that room. What do you feel like your role can be?
A lot of things. That's the biggest thing about tight end that I've learned. The more you can do, the more you'll play. So the more you can run the route, the more you can make that cutoff block, the more you can come across the line of scrimmage and influence and the more you can do different kind of things, is the more that you'll be able to play. The more one-sided you are, which I was last year. I was a 220 guy. When I'm in the game, they dang near counted me as a receiver, So they kind of just figured that it was going to be a route being ran, and it's not very realistic. So I wouldn't. My goal as a tight end is to not have a role. I can do everything. It's like that running back that he's just your speed back, and he plays on speed downs, or your third down back. But I want to be the guy that's every down. So
you feel more comfortable in that now that you can do that, or that actually contribute this year?
Yep, yeah, for sure.
Cade Stover was named the captain. What is it about Cade that earned teammates' votes?
He brings it every day consistently. He brings it every day, and it's not a fake show. He's one thing I learned about toughness. That's one of our biggest things that we preach here is about toughness. How tough can you be? And it's not tough every time ramming your face into somebody. Sometimes it's toughness and am I disciplined to go to bed on time? Am I going to be one of the first guys here? That's toughness. Am I going to be able? Am I going to eat consistently on the meals? That's toughness. All the things that go into it that I feel like the media and like the outside world sees literally 1% of what really goes on. There's a million things that are behind the cameras, and that's all that's where the real toughness is. And then when you get on there on game day, you can just let it show. So I think he does a good job of that. He does a good job of doing the little things right. He brings a tough, consistent attitude every day, and it's a good thing for the unit.
You've mentioned the NFL a couple times. How confident do you feel that you're on that trajectory of what you're doing at tight end to play in the NFL?
How do I feel about that?
Yeah.
I feel good. And it's a matter of just understanding that it's going to take time, and just keep going and just get rid of discouragement, because discouragement is always going to try to come into your ear. Like I said earlier, just like anybody else, and anything you want to try in this world new, discouragement's going to come in, and it's just your job is to stay consistent and like I said, keep putting one foot in front of the other and keep putting together good days.
Have you realized since getting here that maybe that process is going to take a little bit longer than maybe you thought when you got here as a freshman?
Yeah. Which is okay. I'm a person that I'm growing to really feel this way. When I first got here, it was I wanted to be the G. Scott show. That's how I felt. That was where my heart was at. But man, when you've been here, I'm going into my third year now, and you really get to, and this isn't no corny stuff, this is really when you get to spend time with these guys and you really get to be around the team a lot, it's really you start to form a brotherhood. And then your mind starts switching from, selfishness to almost where can I benefit the team? And so if that takes me, if I'm a 3-year guy and this is my last year and I'm out, great. If I'm a 5-year guy, it is what it is. My goal is I want to win national championships, and I want to be a great component to the team and do the job that I need to do.